Hello everybody, my name is Kat Bowser. I'm your resident fantasy therapist and welcome to my channel. Those of you who are returning, welcome back. Those of you who are brand new, I'm glad to see you. As I said, my name is Kat Bowser and I am a licensed therapist, but I am also an author working on my first novel. So at my channel, I like to talk about what I feel is the heart of all writing, and that is the characters, or to be more precise, the psychology behind the characters. So you will find all kinds of different topics that I like to dig into, be it character development, be it world building, anything that falls in between, and a lot of things that probably fall outside of that realm. So for today, because where I'm from today is Father's Day, I thought we would touch on a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the portrayal of fathers in both writing and media in general. So I originally planned to do a tag of some sort for this, but I really think it works better with just discussing it. Those of you who have seen my top 10 least favorite tropes probably know where I'm going with this, but if you haven't seen that video yet, fathers really get a bad rap when it comes to representation in writing or in media. The dad is usually the one getting hounded on. And to be frank, that really, really bothers me. I cannot tell you how many poor father tropes I see all the time. The bumbling dad, the incompetent dad, the too dumb to live dad. You name it, there's probably a dad trope for it. Now, that's not to say that there are not also tropes like that for mothers, but most of the time in media, if you're going to portray a mother, it's either going to be a mother who is a villain, or it's going to be a very caring mother. I don't usually see a lot that are in between. But with the dads, they're usually portrayed as caring, but kind of useless. And that's actually pretty damaging, honestly, because a father is just important to caring for a child as the mother is, but just in different ways. And a lot of times what I see is I will usually see a comparison of the father to the mother. And it usually boils down to, well, the father, he's a playmate, but if you want anything done, you got to talk to the mother. And that's really unfair. I have met far too many single dads who are excellent parents. I have met far too many dads who are just as part of the child's life, or more so than the mother, actually. And they still don't get that kind of representation in fiction. And that's something I personally want to change. One thing you will see in all my writing are competent fathers. You will see involved fathers. You will see fathers that actually know what they're doing. And it is strictly, for me, to push back against this trope. Because a father to a child relationship is a very interesting relationship, because it is definitely not the same as a mother to the child relationship, but I also think you could view it on equal footing. So basically, it's a different relationship, but the amount of love within it is the same. For example, within my work in progress, I have several father figures, but the most prevalent that you will see is probably Valen. And he serves both as an actual father to his biological child, Aldi, but he also serves as a father to all the children that he is training. And one thing I did with him is I put emphasis on the fact that he listens. That is probably his strongest trait, is his ability to listen and actually legitimately listen, not just sit there and then respond with what he thinks that should be said. He's honest with the people that he fathers. I mean, if he thinks that they're making a mistake, he's going to tell them. If he thinks that there is a better way to do it than what they're doing, he's going to tell them. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty in defending his charges, whether it be against physical assault or psychological assault. And that's what I want to see more of. I want to see fathers that are involved, that care about their children, that care about the type of people that they grow up to become. Because honestly, more often than not, fathers generally are involved. Unfortunately, we see media representation of honestly the less than 10% of fathers who are not involved. And I understand why that's there. It's usually used as a comedy trait. In fact, I'd say almost a majority of the time it is used for comedy. It's to add in a little, oh, well, let's laugh at this part, or let's laugh at the dad doesn't know what he's doing. Let's laugh at this, let's laugh at that. But there's other ways to get your comedy in, rather than using essentially one character as the butt of a joke. And one thing that I think works well is, am I saying that you have to portray a father as perfect? Absolutely not. Because no parent is perfect. But what I often see is that you see the flaws of the father, but not the flaws of the mother. So if you're going to show the flaws of the father, and there's a mother involved, you better be showing me the flaws of the mother as well. And likewise, show me things that the dad is better at, that the mom is not good at. Because, yeah, they exist. When I was a kid, it was my father that I went and spoke to about things, because my father was more sensitive than my mother. And when I got a little older, but would still be have instances where I was afraid or didn't know what to do, it was my dad I went to. Did that mean I didn't love my mom? No, of course not. I still went to my mom for things. But I would go to her for different things than I went to my dad. And I want to see that pop up more in fiction. I want to see that the dad is, honestly, I just want to see a dad that is competent. I am sick and tired of seeing these dads who don't know what they're doing. Because, like I said, is that possible? Yeah, I'm not going to say it's not, but I see it all the freaking time. And I'm kind of sick of it. So if you guys are interested in writing fathers for your stories, I would love to see more of a variety of fathers. I want to see fathers that are good fathers, not flawless fathers. I'm not talking about that. I just want fathers that, as a general rule, have their heart in the right place and overall know what they're doing. It's okay to show me when they screw up. That's fine, because we're mortal. We all screw up. We all make mistakes. But I want to see more of an even balance to it. I want to see, okay, yeah, he screwed up here, but look how well he does here. Or, hey, the mom screwed up here, but dad stepped in and helped out. That's what I want to see more of. And I think Father's Day is a really good time to talk about that, because this is the day where we're supposed to honor our fathers, and media doesn't honor our fathers very much. So I see this as an opportunity of, let's change that for the future. Okay, so I've talked about what it is about men in media that I don't like, namely when they make them comedic and that's it, and when they make them incompetent and that's it. And do you want to come see my... Come here. Oh. Hey guys, this is my puppy. Say hi, Momas. Say hi. Hi, peoples. Okay, go on. So, what is it that we can do? And I think this really boils down to how we characterize men in fiction. Namely, men are usually pushed into several stereotypes, and that floods into fathers as well. I can't tell you how many warriors I've seen, how many military commanders I've seen, how many, what's the opposite that I've seen? The coward that runs away from everything. Characters exist between these two. And I think that's really where the problem lies, is we have not really dug into the great variety that men can be. And I think that's a real shame, because that floods into the stereotype of the incompetent dad that we see so much. So what can we do? Well, let's make our men characters more diverse. Show me men that aren't afraid to cry. Show me men that are sensitive. Show me men that like to read. Show me men that aren't obsessed with being the most muscular guy on the planet. Show me men that are individuals. Show me men that have their own personality, that doesn't have to fit into the society quote unquote norm of men. That's what I want to see. Okay, guys, so that's my little rant / discussion for Father's Day. This is a topic I am very passionate about. I mean, I could probably go on a rant for about 2 hours about why I hate the way fathers are portrayed in media, but I've tried to keep it fairly condensed and instead talk about what are things we should be seeing, what are things we should be focusing on. So if you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. So if you would just leave some comments below, I would be glad to respond to them. As always, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below, or you can follow me on social media. And if you're so inclined and you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to subscribe, and I will just see you guys next time. Thanks.